Hey guys, stay tuned. We'll show you how I made this shaker card, which is the first time I've ever made a shaker card. Also, you can kind of see the embossed hearts in there, hopefully. Another thing I wanted to point out though too is these were the cutout windows, and you can always use these embellishments and put some double-sided tape on there and use it as a card sealer. I always try to find ways to use up scraps or whatever to keep them, to stretch your supplies as far as you can. So stay tuned and see how I made it. Welcome back, guys, for another episode. Today we're going to make a card that I have never made before. So bear with me if this video runs a little longer than normal. I'm going to make a shaker card. I've been interested in making one of these for a long time, and so I finally have decided to do it. This was just a piece of Canson watercolor paper that I had already cut out with my Stitch rectangle die set. And I was just playing around with colors, and I made this weeks ago with when I first got my Distress Oxides, which if you haven't got these yet, I highly recommend them. They're amazing ink. Work so much different than the regular Distress line. And I think there's now 24 colors out now. So you have even more options than what I had when I made this. Because I only have the first 12. So I'm going to make the window cut with one of my heart dies here. If I do this one right here, because this one's going to be way too big. Yeah, I don't want it that big. So I might even do one up there like that. I like that orientation. Okay. What I like to do, I like to put just a little bit of washi tape on them just so they hold in place. Especially when you want something in a particular spot, it's always best to do this. So make sure everything looks good still. Another thing you could use that's not, if you don't have any washi tape, is painter's tape. It's almost like washi tape. It's not real tacky. Another reason I really like it. So I have a Cuttlebug, but whatever machine you use to cut dies with will work. I have the magnetic plate down here, and like I said, even having this magnetic plate, I still like to tape my dies down, especially when something's a little warped like this paper here was. Then I have my B plate, and then the other B plate. Sorry, I almost cut that wrong. B plate underneath that. Then your next B plate. And run it through your die cutter. And being watercolor paper that I'm using here, it sometimes struggles, so I like to back up over it just so it gets a good cut. And then pull your pieces out. And there we go. Here's the front of the card. Now, you need to get some foam tape, and we're going to tape all around this thing really well so the pieces don't fall out. And I also have, actually before I do anything else, I need to go ahead and do that. I also have a piece of my acetate here that's embossable kind, which I think most of it is. And I'm going to actually emboss my window. I have this heart embossing folder. And for that, you take out your magnet plate and sandwich it between your two B's and your A plate. And it's embossed. Kind of hard to see right now, but got little hearts on there. I love embossing folders. I probably have too many. And actually, you can always use this for decoration too, because your little piece of paper there, your tissue paper, is embossed. You can save that if you want and use it for something. So I think we're done with the embossing machine now. And what we'll kind of do here, this should fit kind of close, so we need to trim it down a little bit. There we go. And then I like to just use some of my ATG gun here, or actually, since some of these spots are a little close, we might go ahead and use some score tape. I use the 1/8 inch score tape as my favorite. You can find the end here. There it is. I'll just cut some sections out here. Got one big section, I'll cut it down. So we'll put a piece going across here. What this will do is help secure your this will help secure the acetate a little better. And I'm just guessing here, you don't have to be exact. There we go. Because this is not what's going to seal the card and keep your stuff from falling out. I just want it to be able to hold the acetate to the front of the card. Make it a little window. And if you have a little pick or something, this would be great for this. And then make sure your hearts are facing which way you want them to, which I want them to be embossed out. And try to make it as even as possible here. So there's your front. Have your little heart showing up in there. I like that. And then now we're going to lay down our foam tape. So this is the foam tape I have right now. It's a little wider than what I'm going to probably need. So I'll just take a piece off here. And we'll cut it in half. You don't want right along the edge, so when you put it down, you're not going to see the foam as much. So that's why you want to at least have it probably a couple centimeters in from the edge. Okay. Now, right here and here, I didn't quite get them sealed very well. So what you can do, if you're going to be paranoid about it maybe coming up, is you can either put another little piece in there, like that, which that one I think we're okay on, because I'm using sequins, and so they're fairly large. All right, so now get your card base that you're going to be using, and this is going to be mine. Really didn't mean to make such a big card, a shaker card for the first card, but it's kind of what I went with. So now the hard part is going to be is first I like to get your sequins, which I have a huge box here of all kinds of sequins. I have these little ones here, which I might put, let's do some of the red. And let's see here. I also have all these down here that are sequins. So let's do those, and then some of the clear ones. So what I'm going to do to help me out here, I'm going to try to make some tick marks at where I want this to be and where it's pretty even. If you have a mechanical pencil, this would be the best, so you can possibly, if you need to erase them, you can. Okay, so within this little lines here is where I'm going to go ahead and just place some of my sequins. And then, before we do anything, I'm going to glue a few. And you can either use glossy accents to glue it, or anything that's going to go clear, which I know my arts glitter glue here will go clear. And it dries fairly quickly. So you can either use some tweezers here to pick up a few, and just put a little drop on there. I'm doing this a little backwards, putting on the acetate. I might not like this. Like I said, this is the first time I ever making one of these cards. Now another thing you can do, which I might do real quick here, since most cards are going to be standing up, or people are going to hold them up trying to read them, I'm going to try to cut a little piece here. This will also add some stability, but this will keep the sequins from dropping all the way down to the very bottom. Okay, now the hard part is going to try to get this on here straight again. Like I said, that glue is supposed to dry completely clear, so that's what we're hoping here. Try to spread these out a little bit so they're a little flatter. It's not quite centered, but too late now. Those little tick marks. Try to erase them. And And like I said, this glue here is supposed to dry clear, which I'll show you here at the end how it looks when it dries. But for my very first shaker card, I'm quite happy with this. Now we're going to work on finishing it up and working on a sentiment now. Okay, so here's a couple stamp sets I was looking at. So I think I'm going to put You and Me right down here at the bottom. And then on the inside, I think we're going to put this one, which is Love is not only something you feel, it's something you do. And this one is from the Handwritten Thoughts. And this one is from Handwritten Sentiments. I love both these. I just love them calligraphy looking handwritten words. So we'll get our Stamp Perfect over here. Don't need these big magnets. And pull these to the side. Take your foam out because you don't need that. Because remember, we're using the red rubber with foam top. Put our card down in here, and this is going to be kind of tall, so hopefully this will work. But being so tall, I should have stamped it first. We'll make do. So pick it up. Now, one thing I have noticed when you're stamping on the Distress Oxide inks, it does take quite a few stampings for it to really show up good, because you're trying to stamp through that chalkiness of the oxide, so it kind of has that washed out look a little bit. So I usually do 2 or 3 stamp, and I try to really put the ink very thick onto here. Let's do one more. There we go. I'll clean those off in a minute. And then let's work on the inside. And this one kind of has to bow a little bit because you have to shut it, so. So this would be a great card for a loved one, or for a wife or husband, to a girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever. And so, and you see there, my ink is, my glue is finally clearing up. There's still a little bit of white there, but it does, like I said, it does go completely clear. And one more thing I like to try to do before we finish up this card, but I like this. Like I said, I've never made a shaker card. I've always wanted to try, but I love it. Love how it turned out. And that's the inside again. Is I like to try to, I've never really used these. I've had these for a while. They're the sticky gemstones. I really like these. So these are like very thick and feel like they have a lot of adhesive on them. So we'll find out here. Let's get one of our. If you guys not noticed yet, I really love using tweezers. Oh, these gemstones are almost like rubber. Are they not sticky? Well, I thought these must be like the heat ones you have to set with heat. So I guess I won't be using these then. Never mind. So one last thing I can do though is add a little bit of a splash to this, and one reason why I saved these little cutouts, I'm going to cover up the windows so we don't get anything on the windows. And you all know I absolutely love this sparkle silk. I'm obsessed with it. I use it almost in every video now. So you shake it real good and then you just flick it on your project. What's really cool about these sparkle silk too, because it's water-based, is it does react with the ink from the oxide ink here. Do one more. Okay, it is a little messy, but it's well worth it. Now I'll pull these back out. And see, now these can be used as embellishments. We also have the sparkle silk on it. So, hope you guys can see that there. And it shakes around, it's got the sparkle silk, you and me, and love is not only something you feel, it is something you do. So it's a cute little, like I said, love card, or for boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, just an admirer if you want to send it to them. Really can be anything. But that's the first time I ever made a shaker card, so I'm quite impressed how easy it was and how well it turned out. So, as always, you guys, thank you for watching. And if you guys haven't done it already, please remember to hit the subscribe button. And next to the subscribe button is a little bell. If you click on that, that'll give you notifications for every new video I post. Keeps you up to date. Also, too, if you guys really enjoyed this video, please remember to hit the big thumbs up. That tells YouTube you enjoyed it, and it helps them to spread my videos across YouTube land. And I also like to remind you guys to look into my description. I have a lot of fun links in there. And I also try to put links to some of the supplies I use if I can find them. So once again, you guys, thank you for watching. I'm glad I can help you through showing my tips and tricks on your creative journey. Have a good day. Bye.